Please start the session, sir.
A very good evening to all. I, on behalf of Alliance from Orissa, welcomes you all to today's seminar on bringing people to library. As you know, Alliance Forum Orissa, a web-based forum for a library and information science professional, started in 2006, has been engaged in various online activities for the development of Alliance profession and professionals. Over the years, the Alliance Forum Orissa has grown in all respects, having a good team of professionals and more than 1,200 members all over India in its Facebook group. We celebrate Librarians Day every year virtually. Besides online publication of Alliance Communications, a quarterly newsletter, a journal titled Journal of Alliance from Orissa, we also publish online bilingual annual issues on a particular theme every year to provide a platform to Alliance professionals to express their views on the theme. The Facebook group is very active with regular posting of job vacancies, recent advancement related to libraries, a fortnight quiz competition, etc. by its members. In this row today we are going to celebrate National Library Week 2023. The theme of our seminar is bringing people to library. We all feel that physical footfall of users in any type of library has decreased with the development and application of ICT tools and services in libraries. Consequently, many argue that now libraries are open 24 into 7 throughout the year and users are availing library services sitting at their own places, which is the positive side of this ICT based library development. But the other side of this is that the reading habits show also the real knowledge of users are decreasing day by day, and libraries of all types are neglected gradually in terms of space, staff, collection, and budget. This is not a good sign for any academic research environment and also for any society and nation. Library, be it academic, special, or public, plays an important role in preserving the human knowledge of past and present for future use, which facilitates generation of new knowledge and is used for the development or benefits of society and nation. So the importance of libraries cannot be ignored. The purpose of celebration of National Library Week is to make people aware about the importance of libraries and to attract people towards libraries. There is more to the story. The government has kept this theme for National Library Week 2023 that indicates towards the ever-growing nature of libraries. I have the pleasure to inform you that for today's seminar, Bringing People to Library, we have two eminent personalities with us to share their views on the topic. I welcome today's guest of honor, Sri Dilip Routrai, IAS Sir, and Chief Speaker, Dr. Sanjay Banavar, Sir, to the program. Now I request Mr. Rudra Pratap Behra, Librarian, Harekrusna Mahtab, State Library, Bhubaneswar, Odisha, to welcome our guest of honor and invite him to the principal stage. Thank you.
Good evening to all. Myself Rudra Prasad Behra, State Library, Bhubaneswar. Sri Dilip Routrai needs no introduction. He is more known for the popular quiz show which he has been hosting in Doordarshan Bhubaneswar, Jana Jana, since 1990. Every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m., one can watch him on the quiz show Jana Jana. It is also available on YouTube, Quiz by Dilip Routrai. Having completed his schooling from Kendriya Vidyalaya, Paradip, he graduated with distinction from Ravenshaw College. He topped the MA examination from Utkal University, securing a gold medal. While pursuing his PhD in the University of Delhi as a UGC research fellow, he had to join the Odisha Administrative Service in 1990 because of family compulsions. A 2011 batch IS officer, Sri Routrai is presently posted as Director of 5 different directorates, namely Director of Odia Language, Literature and Culture Department, Director of Odia Bhasha Pratishthan, Director of State Museums, Director of State Libraries, and Director of Odisha Parivar. Thank you. Now it is to Sri Dilip Routrai, sir.
Uh, a very good evening to all of you and namaskar.
Namaskar.
Uh, it's my proud privilege to be here this evening uh, and addressing the galaxy of library professionals on this National Library Week celebrations which have started today. Uh, well, uh, there is no gainsaying the fact that whatever we are and whatever we hope to be, it's because of the books. And books have played a very important a very important part in our lives. If we go to the history, we find that different persons all over the world who have created a niche for themselves have done so because of books. And books have transformed lives. Be it Mahatma Gandhi's life, be it Nehru's life, it is always books which have enthused people, inspired people, and given them ideas which change lives. And not surprisingly, ideas have been ruling the world. As the director of the Harekrusna Mahtab State Library, it has also been a great challenge for me, for that matter, for all of us, because we work as a team. It has been a great challenge for all of us to bring people to the libraries. First of all, I would like to elaborate few steps which you have taken to bring people to the libraries. Earlier, the state library was very congested and there was no air conditioned facilities. Uh, and when we realized that it is affecting the output of the students, the efficiency of the students, we got in touch with one important public sector organization, public sector unit. We call it Odisha Mining Corporation of the state, which is one of the most important profit-making PSUs of the state. And I'm very happy and proud to announce here before the galaxy of library professionals that the request of the library was accepted by the Odisha Mining Corporation. They came forward to support us. And I'm very happy to announce here that in the next 6 months, we are going to have the Harekrusna Mahtab library, which would have undergone a total transformation. The Odisha Mining Corporation has decided to pump in about roughly 11 crores for modernization, and they have installed air conditioners, and they have interacted with, besides air conditioners, free Wi-Fi facilities have also been given to the students. And we have also taken a feedback from the students, and we found that the students have accepted it and are very happy about it. Our ultimate stakeholders are the students who are mostly preparing for different examinations, mostly job seekers. Besides research scholars, but majority of the students who use the library facilities are job seekers. So they have found it very useful, and they proudly say that yes, their efficiency has improved by notches. Secondly, we also found that the Harekrusna Mahtab library was very congested. So we have set up another. We are actually decentralizing the library facilities to make it more attractive. Uh, in case people who are from this city, Bhubaneswar, they would be aware about a place called Bapuji Nagar, which is hardly 1.5 kilometers or 2 kilometers away from the state library. So in Bapuji Nagar, we found a virgin space, and the second floor and third floor of that particular space has been converted into a public library, and it is almost 250 students in one go. They can avail of the facilities, and to make libraries more effective and to attract students to the libraries, we have opened Ahar Kendras. We are sought to opening Ahar Kendras. Let me just briefly tell you what exactly an Ahar Kendra is. Uh, that is a flagship program of the government of Odisha to provide 1 square meal for rupees 5. I repeat, for only rupees 5, one gets a full square meal. And we have already identified the space in the existing state library, which is in the I mean, we call it Janpat. Then another Ahar Kendra will also be established in the public library, which is coming up in Bapuji Nagar. So the idea of having Ahar Kendra is that it will be dedicated only to the users of the library, because we found that majority of the users come from not very hi-fi economic background. They come from poor economic background. So first of all, they will get a square meal for 5 rupees. Secondly, it will attract them not to go out and digress themselves for in search of food to any hotels or nearby restaurants. So that is another thing which you have done. And uh, also we found that in order to make library very attractive, we have introduced one inspirational lecture series. All of you would agree with me, since all of you are veterans. All of you would agree with me that success is 99% perspiration, but 1% inspiration. So that inspiration is very, very important, so that the students who normally uh, you know, normally face challenges, normally face failures in many. I mean, when they are writing a competitive examination, they fail sometimes. I mean, everybody is not lucky to clear in the first attempt or in the second attempt. Sometimes they need 3 attempts, 4 attempts, 5 attempts. So sustaining the momentum for all the 4 attempts or 5 attempts requires a lot of mental strength. So through these inspirational lectures, where we invite experts who are motivational speakers, experts who have succeeded in life despite setbacks. So we have invited speakers who initially faced setbacks in life. So from these inspirational lectures, we are providing it on every first Sunday of the month and third Sunday of the month. So after, it is generally a 1 hour session. After the 1 hour session, students peep into the personal lives. They ask the person who has been delivering the lecture, madam or sir, how you have been, converting your, uh, converting your, I would say, your challenges into opportunities, how you have been converting your stopping stones into stepping stones, how you have been converting your adversities into opportunities, how you have been converting your caterpillars of frustrations into pillars of strength. So, through these motivational lectures, we find that the students have really improved. We have taken a feedback, and I was interacting even on Sundays. The library is open, but generally, I mean, since I am a director of 5 different directorates, but I make it a point to visit the library on Sundays also to interact with the students, to be present during the inspirational lectures so that they feel motivated. And I also encourage them to ask questions so that they can learn from those questions, and they can learn from the answers which these speakers give. And with all this, uh, we have tried to imbibe a reading habit among the students. So this is with regard to the state headquarters. With regard to the district headquarters, let me be very honest with you. Um, uh, I mean, 10 district libraries do not have their own buildings, but we are giving them financial assistance to the district administration. So they have taken buildings on rent, on where basically the students are provided, general readers and students are provided opportunities to share their thoughts and study in the libraries and all. One more important thing which I just forgot to mention, in the new library which we are doing, we are having in Bapuji Nagar. There, besides the students, we are trying to make it more inclusive, in the sense we are trying to have, because that is a place where a lot of elderly citizens after retirement in the capital city, they have settled. So a lot of elderly citizens are staying in that particular area. So we want to encourage the elderly citizens also to come to the library. So we are creating a space which is attractive for the elderly citizens, so that they don't have to climb up the stairs, or they don't have to use the elevators. That is one. And number two, we are trying to make it more inclusive by, making it attractive for the children, because all of you would agree with me that we need to catch the children young. If we catch them young today, then when they grow up, they will be more attracted to museums and not to malls. Why I say this, because I am also the director of the State Museum, and we have started a campaign from mall to museum. So we want to make museum a happening destination. We want to make library a happening destination. So we want to make all these happening destination, so that the intellectual journey which a student starts, so that the intellectual journey is not broken, and they find a very captivating place to prepare for their for their career growth. And we want to make libraries a happening destination, a place where they can not only study, not only they can build their character, but also their intellect, because character is built in multitude, but intellect is built in solitude. So we are providing a solitary environment so that they can build the intellect. We are providing a place where they can also build their character. By saying character here, I mean they can express themselves, they can interact, and because many a times these kind of soft skills are also required. They may be knowing a lot of things, but they're unable to express. So we are encouraging students to also express themselves. We make them participate. Today we also had the library week celebration, where we invited the students also spoke. When we have book exhibitions, when generally we have different literatures, their birthdays, birth anniversary or death anniversary celebrated, we have a book exhibition of books written by those authors. So we encourage the students to tell, because they need to give up their innovations of not expressing themselves. So they may not be knowing more, but being more expressive is something which is very, very important, because in interviews and all, they need to express themselves, and then they will impress. If they express well, they will impress better. And with this motto, we have made the library a very happening destination. And I'm very thankful to this galaxy of library professionals that they're organizing this particular event on the occasion of Library Week celebrations. And I wish the celebration all success. And with this, I uh, again thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to express my thoughts. And I will just at the end I will say, I think people from America have also joined the Odia Society of Americas. I take the opportunity to compliment their efforts, because they have been promoting a culture of libraries in our state. I paid a visit to the Barampur Public Library, and the OSA, the Odia Society of Americas. They have teamed up with the government of Odisha, and they're ready to also contribute in whatever way it's possible. And they're organizing a workshop, I think, in the first week of December this year, where basically they would be talking about uh, making library movement a people's movement. So I'm sure with support of the government and non-government sectors, we can give a momentum to the library movement in our state. So with these few words, I again thank everybody for giving me this opportunity to express few thoughts which I had on this occasion. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your nice speech and the dynamic initiatives taken under your leadership for the development of public library system and services in Orissa. Definitely, it will be helpful to attract users towards the libraries, which will ultimately develop the knowledge base of particularly to Orissa people and the society and the nation at large. Thank you for sharing sir, your valuable times and sharing your thoughts with us. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Vibhu Prasad Panda, Chief Librarian Dreams, Kotak, to introduce our today's chief speaker, Dr. Sanjay Banavar, sir, and invite him for his presentation. Over to Vibhu.
Good evening to one and all. The connection with the program. Myself, Dr. Bibhu Prasad Panda, is working as a chief librarian. My association with Sanjay ji is a very limited period during my stay at Northeast Tripura, Agartala. He was working as a librarian in Central University. He has an illustrious career, and he has worked with Infosys, and now he is working as a director of Ahmedabad University. So, without wasting much more time, I request Dr. Sanjay ji to start his speech of this evening. Thank you. Thank you, Sunil.
Thank you, Bibhu Prasad ji. Thanks for inviting for this no, lecture. First of all, I am thankful to Lisforum of Orissa for having this kind of program. At least we are remembering the libraries in this way in the National Library Week, and at least it is causing for the the development of the libraries. And as our the director of the libraries rightly said, the libraries is supposed to be happening place, and I am happy now. The libraries are moving towards malls, and but his initiative, malls to museum, it's a very great initiative. I am no really congratulating uh, the director for this kind of initiative, and he was also mentioning that he is having plans to improve the library. I am very glad to hear these things. And Orissa is a dynamic place, and Orissa is a cultural place, and I always admire the Konark. The it's a symbolic and iconic for the knowledge. So in that way, it is very close to my heart. And also on this occasion, the Orissa Library form, they have invited me, and I hope my few experience in the library will give you some tips to improve your library service. Let me take you to my presentation. The topic of this the the evening is very interesting, bringing people to the library. And I have a rich experience in bringing people to the library because I worked in uh, three kinds of the library. One is corporate library, the academic library, that is in government sector, and now I am again in private sector. So with this few experience, I am sure that I'll be able to uh, give some kind of thoughts on improving the library services. I hope the slides are visible. Hello, Jayantu, Jayantu ji, slides are
Sir,
visible?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please proceed, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir, sir.
So let me start from the quote. Dr. David Lankes, he quotes in his the book Expect More. The bad libraries build collection, good libraries build services, great libraries build communities. So that way, I insist all the librarians, they have to leave their caves, the caves in the sense their cabins, and come out and see how they can interact with the community, how they can improve the services, and how they can build a vibrant the library community. And in that way, I am congratulating Lisforum to develop a vibrant community. Now let us see the pattern of learning, how over the years the pattern of the learning changed. We were in agricultural society quite long, we were in that, and temples and monasteries were the knowledge hub. Here they were teaching how they can enhance their the day-to-day life, how they can enhance their skills. The temples, the priests, they were taking a lead role in developing the society. Slowly, the industrial society came into existence, and in somewhere, the French philosopher Michael Foucault, he says, so we are entering into carceral state. That means in a prison state where actually everything we need a signing authority. So in the industrial society, large number of workforce was required, and they wanted a particular skill set. So in large numbers, for that, they had to establish academic and research libraries. The academic research libraries are the pioneer of present the library structure. Over the year, what happened? These libraries were isolated because only the the people who are having high academic degree or high academic state were entering into the library. The common people, the public, they were not entering into the library. The libraries were treated as a kind of the creamy stature. So that is the reason the very public people, they were not entering into the academic libraries. Then later we are entering into information society, where actually it is not limited to the library, the knowledge enhancement. So people were allowed to go through internet and internet material. So it was no longer the property of the libraries, or it is no longer the property of the academic states. Then the people were accessing from anywhere and any kind of material, whether it is a physical or a digital library. But now we are in a knowledge society where actually community need learning, actual skill development is required in the community. So they want the knowledge, they want to enhance their knowledge, they want actual experiences, they want to develop the experiences, and they want to use it. So they need this kind of things in our social media, or our upcoming AI platforms are helping them to enhance the knowledge. So now we need strong community, strong learning community, and library has to transfer into creative hubs. Now, what is the complaint we have developed over years? So library resources are not relevant. So people complain that library resources are not relevant, it's not up to date, and it's obsolete, because the digital platform give instant relief, they give instant reference services, it gives instant material, but library has to wait to get those kind of material over the years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, they will have to wait. Now the reading book is boring. Young generation, they no longer read the book. They read lot, but they read on mobile platform or internet platform. They don't read the physical books, print books. We should not draw inference that young generation is not reading. They are reading. They are reading through social platforms, social media platforms. They are reading. They are reading through the internet material, and they are reading through multimedia. Now, the next thing is library is very rigid environment. Yes, libraries very often, so they ask people to sit quiet, and they have to maintain the stature, they have to maintain the postures, and no longer the libraries. Now, I am glad our director, he is enhancing the facilities, like he is installing AC, he is installing Wi-Fi, but the libraries or a kind of monotony, and they no longer people like to work or like to read in the library because of the long shelves and also the old furnitures. The library no longer attractive place for the young generation, and everything is available online. Yeah, that is one thing. Everything is available on Google, and everybody is saying that why, when everything is available on Google, why we require to go to the library? Everything is available online, everything is available at our fingertips. Then library is very far and no time to sit in library. So these are all the the all the obstacles or the cribbings. But actually, thing is, the librarians should come out from their cabin and see what is the actual problem of the people, and he has to address to those problems. Now, I just thought of it and made into three factors. What is those? The users are generally they are worried about the collection. They want instant or relevant collection. So they are worried about the access. They want easy access to the information. So you can't keep those books in the shelves in a lock and key manner and expect user to use those materials. And also the activity, what kind of activity librarians are having to improve this usage or improve the reading, or how the readers can enhance the reading. So our the father of library science in India, the Ranganathan, has given a detailed the kind of the manual for each of the library. Whenever I stuck anyway anytime, I refer to Ranganathan's law or I refer to 5 laws of library science. I have all the solution in his book. So the 5 laws are very handy for librarians. They just have to follow these 5 laws. I don't have to repeat these 5 laws, but all the time you have to remember these 5 laws. Let us see one by one how we can improve this situation. So I have worked in 3 libraries, as I said. The one is the corporate library, Infosys, and the other one is the Tripura library. It's a central university library. The third one is a private, the university, the libraries. So when I talk about the service, I don't have to boost myself, but it is actually indicative for you. You don't have to actually follow this the kind of the pattern what is provided, but so you have to adopt some of these things in your day-to-day life to enhance your the services. So it came by the experience. It came so it was initially it was no not so easy to adopt these kind of services, but over the years through experience we could slowly we can improve the services. Now when we see the collection, the library should have variety of collection. So you should be having the special study corners. So what is the USP of your library? When you talk about your the specialty of the library, in what way your library is special? Identify the books which are rare. Identify the books which are available only in your library, and some of the the books you can um, arrange a special display and make it available to public, and make it a kind of advertisement, you make it on your library page. So you should be knowing what kind of the collection is important and it is attractive. Now you should be having the blended learning material. Means the books online, the digital, all the resources available, it should be available in your library in an integrated manner. Now, I'm just taking the division by Tony Buzan. He has made the total reading into 7 division. So how we can adopt these, in our library, the collection development. The extensive reading is the introductory for the reading. So it is giving the reader the primary thing. So it is bringing the user to the library. Anything, everything user wants to read. It is not only related to the academic things, or if you are in a corporate, it is not only related to things which your company is doing. But if it is in public library, it is not only the thing what the general public is asking for. So it is the material, the basic material, everything and anything they will be reading. Now, intensive reading, you have to identify in what kind of organization. If you are a public library, then you should know what kind of community is visiting to your library. So accordingly, you develop the material. If only the young students are coming to your library, then you have to identify the subjects they are interested in, and you have to speak to the neighboring university and have a kind of the collaboration with them and get the books on a limited borrowing period, or you can develop on your own. It is not just for the sake of developing the library or collection. You should not develop the collection. You have to see what kind of really the materials are applicable for the your users. Then exploratory reading, what kind of the reading material or how the presentation of the material is improving the quality of the reader. So how it is building the vocabulary, how it is enhancing the reading skills. So those kind of materials should be in the library. Now, as I told you earlier, study reading. So particularly the students or the academic community, they come for study reading material. That means the text or the reading material which enhance their curriculum. Now, critical reading. What are the critical reading? The reviews, the generally reviews, reports, which enable reader to critically evaluate the resources. So they should not be going through the biased material. So library should evaluate these materials and critically they have to make it available to the readers for their review. Analytical reading. Analytical reading is the one which gives what readers or what author is not specifically telling also. So it is giving all the things in a condensed matter. So for it is available for the analyzing. So the users can analyze the things and they can improve their the knowledge. Development reading, competitive books corner is the example, or international study books. These are all some of the the books it will develop, like our sir was telling about inspiration lecture series. Yeah, these kind of the activities or these kind of the materials will help the overall development of the users. Now, these are all some of the examples what I did in my library. So we have started Library Express because the people were complaining library is very far. So we have started Library Express. So the golf cart, it was coming from the building to building and picking them and bringing them to the library. And sometimes it happens that the users are not getting time to return those books. So we have installed the RFID book drop or the manual book drop itself. And document delivery service, you all know in academics, the library is very important. So it is not available in your library through interlibrary loan or document delivery service. You can get the material from outside. For that, you need to have a strong collaboration. So you identify the libraries which are in surrounding and you collaborate with them and get the material on an interlibrary loan. Now, books at your doorstep is the other service. through courier we were dispatching the books. So though it is a it's a costly affair, but still, some of the users, they wanted this kind of the service, especially during the COVID time. People were opting for this kind of services. Now, how you can give digital support? These are all some of the the factors. It's very important. It will go in combination with the physical library and also digital library. So remember one thing: whenever you go for the library service, you have to look into a integrated the service, not necessarily only physical books, not necessarily only for the digital books. You have to have those resources in a integrated manner. So without demarcating, the library should be giving service either with a physical document or a digital document. The user should be in a position to get those documents in their library. The library website should be very clear. The online catalog, online public access catalog, you all know. Then remote access facility, even if the people are not available in that campus, they are able to access. Then institutional repository, you should have your own institutional repository. Like, it not necessarily for the academic sector. Like, even when I was in Tripura Public Library, they have started their own institution repository. They have archived all the traditional knowledge, the tribal knowledge, and they made it available in a digital format. So even public libraries also can have their own institution repository about the state, about the district, about the even the small rural libraries. They can start the institutional repository. Then discovery service. So now you have all the resources. How effectively it is discovering, it is searching, it is searchable. Now in the physical library, you have automated self-check kiosks, and now augmented reality is coming. It is making more easy for user to access those things. So not necessarily you implement all those things, but you see many of the things what I am mentioning here are available in open access platform. So you can install it and start using in your library. Now these are all some of the things the libraries can do. Learning studio, the reading rooms, then creative space you can have in your library. Digital experience, so you can arrange an exhibition and demo. Now the rural people, they don't know, they don't have exposure to the computer, they don't have exposure to the technology. So you can make it available in your library so that they will come and they will have experience. They will start using those technology for their consumption. For this, you have to have the space, a special space, and also you have to visit what is actually the scope and objective of the library, and also how effectively you can engage the user in all the activities. Now, these are all some of the examples how you can make your library corridors more effective. The book share is the one service what we are giving without any entry. The people can keep their own books here, and also they can lend the books from the library. So they don't have to. I mean, officially they don't have to register in the library. They just can carry the books. So first thing is you have to trust your users. Now, different sitting space you should be having in your library. So there should be enough space for interaction. There should be enough space for quiet reading, and also there should be enough space for all the kind of category. Like the young person also will be coming to your library, and also senior citizen is coming to your library. So where they will sit together, and where they can discuss. So it is very good opportunity when you can have interaction with senior citizen and young person, because they can share their experience. Special hubs you can have. So we have special hubs where students can interact with the teachers, and also we have a different section for visually impaired. And I'm just showing some example from Google Office where they can have the cubicles, the employees cubicles they have. So many times it happens the people are busy, they can't leave their work and come to your library and sit and read. So you have to have a facility where they can access their phone, where they can have access to their office emails, and where they can work and learn both together they can do. you have to have a creative space in library, and you have to have, now a lot of technologies are coming up. Now 3D technology is there, so why don't you have those things in your library and have a creative space? So the library space is just not for reading, it is for sharing of the knowledge. So in what way you can share the knowledge? So you that have something to share, and you find out people who wants to imbibe those kind of knowledge. So you can arrange a platform where people can interact and they can share their knowledge, so where they can put up their creativity. So here some of the example where students themselves, they are teaching the other kids likewise. So the above one is from Tripura University, where actually they are showing their traditional skills. So exhibitions, museums, paintings are the integral part of the libraries where you can demonstrate and have the exhibitions there. Now we have a community space. So especially in the public library, you have to have a different cult. You have to have a different groups where you can have interactions and you can engage them in discussions. So I will come to some of the slides. Um, the later. So there actually it shows how effectively American Library Association is engaging with the communities. So conference and the seminars also you can have. So the National Library Week, I have given, I have termed this in a different from the last from 2016 onwards, where all I worked. When I was working in Infosys, I was terming this as the Infosys Literary Festival. Then Tripura University Literary Festival. Now Ahmedabad Literary Festival. So we turned National Library Week as a literary festival, and we celebrate as a literary festival because it gives a different meaning to the users. Now reading challenge is one such program we have in our library where it improves the reading habits of the users. So it's a 6 weeks program. So I have borrowed the thought from British Council Library and I have implemented it. And the news alert, know our library alert, information literacy program, and in World Book Display, digital display we have arranged the book talks, book exhibition, and also the lectures, discussions. These are all integral part of the library activities. So connect, you have to be very sure, like librarian is the person who connect the experts or connect the needy from the experts. So you have to have a different kind of the networking. Now we have research, how the library is engaging in local research. We are thinking to develop a platform where actually we are addressing the community problem, the community research. So librarians are helping to collect all the research problems and is passing it on to the experts. So the experts are coming up with the solution for the problems. Then collaborated learning space, we in length actually in library we have arranged the series of the workshops or series of book club meetings where on a particular topic we brainstorm. So this is an example where actually the in Tripura, the library is set up stall in the local book exhibition, not in our university book exhibition, but in local book exhibition, and we have exposed them to various digital platforms to the local, and the we have exposed our manuscripts. People they came and they saw and they were inspired and they donated their manuscript to the libraries. I was talking about the early activity where actually we have the national uh, coalition and dialogue deliberation. They arrange a discussion on different topic. So it altogether it's a different platform. They can talk about election. They can talk about the candidate. They can talk about the local problem, the community problem. So why library cannot, our libraries cannot engage in such kind of activity? And the UNESCO is supporting if library develop any project on sustainable development. So why can't the academic libraries or public libraries take up the project on sustainable goals? It is backed by UNESCO. What is the action plan you should be having? Develop expertise. You should be developing, on a particular area. You have to develop expertise. Negotiate without compromising. You have to negotiate with your seniors. You have to negotiate with the organization to develop the library. So you might be fail at first time, but you have to keep on experimenting, then you will be successful. So in my case, I am very fortunate. My organization, all organizations are supporting and they helped us. Then benchmark first where you want to reach. You have to benchmark yourself. Then you have to have volunteers. So many times it happens that the libraries are not having staff, but you have to have a volunteers. You have strong volunteer base. The book lovers you have, so you have to develop that volunteers. Then explore the other library. Like I said, the neighboring libraries. You go and talk to the other librarians and collaborate and get the materials to your library. Then finally, you have to engage with the community. Community is very important, and you are serving for the community, and community is your bread and butter. Thank you. With this, I thought no, I given a message to you. Probably if you have something, you can connect to me. Then I can share a lot with you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay sir, for your nice presentation and for giving a real life situations of libraries in your presentation. The steps adopted and suggested by you will definitely helpful to bring people to library since it is the users for which libraries are developed and maintained. It is the responsibility of allied professional to connect with the users and to bring library users towards the library or attract users towards the library by satisfying their resource needs and by exploring the available resources. Definitely, your presentation will be benefited to all library professionals, particularly working professionals, who will definitely some take away some inputs from your presentation to develop their library. Thank you again, sir. Now I request Dr. Devraj Mer, librarian, OUAT Bhubaneswar, for vote of thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, the moderator. Namaskar, respected dignitaries of today's evening and all the personages present online. It is an honor to record vote of thanks to such a gathering of luminaries on behalf of LIS Forum Orissa in National Library Week. First of all, I continue to be indebted to Sri Dilip Routrai, IS, Director Odia Language, Literature and Culture Department, and Director Harekrusna Mahtab State Library, Odisha. Sir, your generous presence as a guest of honor in this occasion and inspiring as well as discerning a deliberation on the theme bringing people to library will yield a fruitful impetus to the gathering, especially to the library professionals. I would extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Sanjay Banavar, Director of Libraries, Ahmedabad University, for his speech as chief speaker on of today's evening, throwing lights on the different angles of reader service and how to pave the welcoming ways to people to library in the age of digital environment. I must thanks uh, I must thank the I must thank Sri R.P. Behera, librarian HKM State Library, Bhubaneswar, and Dr. Bibhu Prasad Panda, Chief Librarian, Dreams Group of institution, for their introduction to guest of honor and the chief speaker. I'd like to express my deepest sense of appreciation for Dr. Sunil Kumar Satpathy, Chief Moderator of the forum, for making all this happen. I record my sincere thanks to all the advisors, moderators, forum members, and finally the learned people who have joined us in observation of the National Library Week. Thank you all once again and namaskar.
Thank you for your participations and making the event successful. Now I thanks all of you, and this program is over. In future, I request you all to please be connected with Allies from Orissa to develop the Allies profession and professionals. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank
Now the
you. Thank you.
program is over.